Hello, everyone at the Lone Star Vanguard, and welcome back to our weekly Pugs Nights. We are getting hosted here on Steidel's channel for a little change of pace, who, is a normal regular here at LSV and for the community night. I am Waffles for Sid, and joining me today over on the analysis side, making his debut here
Oh
at
boy,
LSV,
pressure.
Marks. Hey, welcome.
Thank
So
you,
great
Sid.
to have you today. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, and more importantly, I'm ready to watch some really good Overwatch. But how are you doing today, Sid?
I'm excited that it's a Thursday, right? Tomorrow's Friday, which always means the weekend's here. And
It's weekend light, some might argue.
yes. Oh man, talk about that light and very much at the end of a long work week tunnel. Speaking of tunnels, well, we'll see if anyone falls into the tunnel of the well, because Ilios is going to be our first map to kick us off, or maybe into the abyss, which is one of my other favorite
You could
references.
also say the pit, there's a bunch of different names for that giant hole in
There
the
is
middle of the map.
the Kraken sacrifice zone here, where you summon.
That's a new one. I haven't heard that one before, but okay, I'll take your word for it, Sid.
Have you watched Clash of the Titans, when they summon the Kraken with the chick?
I definitely have not. I'm
There it is.
sorry.
There, that's fair. But this is our community pugs night, right? So it's
Yeah.
pretty casual here. It's everyone is familiar with who kind of does what. Got some regulars that come through the scene. And well, honestly, you want to keep your eye out for Ellie, okay? We're going to see her over on Charmander Click to kick us off, and her gamer tag looks like a butterfly. It's a 3 and an E with a little an I in the middle, with a V. So it looks like a little butterfly as well. That's Ellie, and man, I have seen her hard clutch some last fight wins for her team. Really seen her on the support a lot, and this one time nobody would look at her, and she was Brig, and well, Marks not looking at a Brig. Ouch.
Listen, I've played ranked games, I kid you not, where literally a nanoed Brig has won team fights alone, and everyone just kind of supports him. It's one of those protect the president situations, except in this case, the president is the support person playing Brigitte. So, a little bit of a misnomer there, I guess, because Brig
And
is an
that's
absolutely important hero.
right. And that's totally one of the unique things about Brigitte is that she's the only support who really gets hard protected as the president sometimes.
Brig
It's
for
only
Prez?
really right? It's
Yikes.
they leave the other ones out strung out to dry
you
considerably
know.
more. But of course, Brig is designed to be able to handle herself. You got the shield bash to stun, and well, we're gonna see if Ellie will bring it out, or we're gonna change it up here at Lighthouse to start us off.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see what these two teams are going to be bringing out here because typically Lighthouse, it can be a little bit more brawly. Everything is a little bit more closer together, a lot of places to hide. But ultimately, there are a couple of vantage points to throw them into the Kraken's pit, as you so forementioned. And by the Kraken's pit, I just mean into the lovely lakes just outside. And I'm curious to see if we'll see a couple of Lucios or Farahs getting ready to just get some of those very impressionable boops off the map, which everyone really just loves to see.
Ooh.
So as these teams roll out, it looks like we're going to be getting more of that, a little bit of a rush competition coming out from the Squirtles versus the Charmanders who are going for that dive, Sid.
And, we're going to see Steidel here over on the Farah, the host of this channel. He's getting lasered down and manages to escape. Of course, Little Red there with the pocket never hurts your DPS when, they're just being constantly damage boosted, looking to pump the damage through, and couple exchanges going back and forth. Taking down Little Red, though, is going to be hard for Squirtle Squad to maintain, but the kills coming through! Steidel just carrying that and taking down both supports.
Steidel heard you, Sid. Steidel heard you and was just like, I am going to light it up right now and turn this thing around as we see Squirtle Squad getting the first capture here on this Lighthouse map. And I do think that Quotient was someone to take a look out for because That Tracer zipping around in the back line, there was so much pressure put onto Elusive Fire, and that really just made the difference because the ground squad was kind of left hanging, just allowing Squirtle Squad to just collapse in and ultimately win out that team fight.
Yeah, and Badgerbee's gonna have this Earth Shatter coming up soon too, so Charmander Click has the bubble already used up, going to, not really have anything to potentially block that unless they manage to stun him midway. There's the Shatter, comes through, finds one, and he's gonna continue swinging forward. Charmander Click though coming in and getting some of the kills as they put the pressure on to Squirtle Squad. Points trying to be flipped over, shot out of the sky, and another headshot to follow up. That was so nice. Drozone here doing nothing what his namesake is saying and just tearing up the shield and the Squirtle Squad.
It seems like the Squirtle Squad might have forgot their sunglasses because they weren't looking in all the right directions, and that just allowed the Charmander Clique to just move in and take those instrumental kills. Huge props to Throwzone. Being able to take out Schneidel really turned that fight around and solidified the nail of the coffin as he also gets quotient. Okay, clearly, Throwzone. McCree, that's his hero of choice, but now we're seeing a lot of ultimates come online for Charmander Clique, so let's see how they want to use it. Hopefully they can ult cycle it well enough to maintain some of them into the next fight.
Oh, and 2 already down with ultimates closer online. That was going to be tough for Squirtle Squad as they lost another person. Oh no, Marks. That's going to have to be a reset coming through, and Charmander Click has almost evened up point possession-wise.
Yeah, Boobs definitely put on the throughout the Primal Rage, but immediately realized was not really necessary, and so as a result, well, that one kind of went away, but it's no big deal because a lot more ultimates still online for them.
Yeah, now it's about holding the defense strong, and Bjorn taken down with the flash bang and another kill coming through. Ellie has gone down though with the support gone, and both Mercy's out of the picture. Charmander Click holding strong at 62% and counting.
You know, they were a little bit worried about their healing output, so I guess Apollo was just kind of like, you know what, let's add another Anna to the field, because if we can get double them... Listen, right now, COVID-19, this is definitely a thing. You got to get your shots. You got to get 2 of your shots. Well, if you got 2 Annas on the board, that's how it's going to happen, and it's going to be great. Clearly, as Charmander Clique right now are remaining undefeated on this, and starting off with that pick is going to really make this team fight easy for them.
Okay, here we go. Another coming through on the front. There it is, a shatter on the high ground. Doesn't catch the Mercy, but plenty to catch Boobs there. And the charge comes through. Little too early, still invulnerable from the res. And, well, now Charmander Click holding strong, 99% and counting. Can Squirtle Squad touch? No! No one can get on there.
It seemed like Charmander Click, they're just, they just play together. And, you know, obviously we stress the importance of, you know, you gotta know where your team is, who's around where, and what's going on, all of that type of stuff. But Charmander Click just seemed that much more coordinated, whereas the Squirtle Squad are just kind of like, we're here to party, let us party. But unfortunately, they're getting punished as a result of that. So yeah. I'm curious now to see what they want, what these teams are wanting to be bringing out, because we've got the pit in the middle here. So maybe a hog? I'd love to see a hog come out. Sid?
Well, you mentioned the sunglasses, and it looked a lot more like blinders than sunglasses. Gotta watch out for Throwzone. He was just throwing those shots, and, well, we're at the pit of despair. And,
when you say it like that, I'm worried now.
It's a Princess Bride reference, FYI, for any of you classic movie watchers out there, how he says it. And, you know, on the front, we've got Charmander. Just look at them. They're just queuing up here around the pit. Bjorn is the first person to go down the throw zone, but the dive coming through on this Doomfist. Is he gonna punch her? Boom! Into the wall. Next week, here she comes, and unfortunately, you've left your support all alone. He's just having a heyday. Look at him showing off here on his own channel on the Pugs night. Absolutely a monster!
There's nothing you can really do about that. That's 3 punches in a row, picking out the main targets that you want to be looking at, specifically the support and also the Widowmaker. We see both of these teams right now opting to bring out a little bit more heavy, what do you call it? The one pick potential on the DPS. Apollo, though, finds Schnittl, so that's a good step in the right direction here. But now, Charmanders, they got to move in, and they got to move in with a fist in order to capitalize on this.
I mean, Quotient moved in with a fist onto Apollo, punched out of
Oh,
existence right there, goes down themselves, and now Charmander Click able to bring back Apollo. So that means they have this advantage and they can take the point here, capping it right now as Squirtle Squad needs to regroup. Marks. Shidle going down early. That's a lot of big damage off the board, and they're going to need some extra help.
absolutely. And Throwzone picking out Little Red already. That's one way to start out this fight. But look at the ultimates that are kind of coming online here. Right now, we've got a Bob and Self-Destruct online for the Squirtle Squad. But meanwhile, I'm looking to see Elusive Fire build up that Nano Boost, because if they throw that on their Winston, that could really swing and ultimately turn a team fight in their favor, winning it out. But here's the Bob to engage.
Taken out by the bomb. Boobs is out of the picture because Badger B is in town. Couple exchanges going back and forth as the point is now at 35% and counting. Right now, the Res, almost attempted, couldn't quite find it, and Self-Destruct committed here right in the front of the point, clearing out a lot of people, and T-Spans getting the kills in Baby Diva form and holding down the fort.
These fans was kind of like, a big mech is nice and fancy, but something environmentalism. So let me just do this myself by whipping out the pistol. Apollo falling extremely low now, but Squirrel Squad, they're going to have to regroup. They've got a couple of ultimates to move in here on, but it's going to be a little bit tough for them now.
Yeah, that early pick on Stidle again. Throwzone has his number. He knows he's deadly, and the trance is forced out here in the side room. Dorn has to commit that to keep himself alive and in the fight. Manages to get a little value, but you can't do it through the high noon, especially after it's run out. Throwzone just dominating the kill feed right here.
See, that was excellent coordination, because you had a Primal Raging Winston pushing people around as Throwzone pops his Deadeye. And as a result, there were just players up in there, and that's gotta hurt, Steitel. I'm sorry, bud. But unfortunately, Throwzone has been getting a lot of value out of here. And we actually saw him also drop Rented Marsis into the pit with a flash grenade. But this is gonna be the final engagement.
Yeah, tough with Bjorn leading the attack, and now Rented goes down as well. Charmander Click continuing to get the kills and trickle in and handle Squirtle Squad's trickling in. My correction, Ellie gets a kill onto Quotient because they've got the numbers advantage, and it is time to be as bloodthirsty as you want. There it is, Charmander Click taking our first map of Ilios.
Woohoo! Congratulations to the Charmander Click. They're walking in there. They're snapping. They've got their momentum, and they definitely used that, because that was a 2-0 victory up against this Squirtle Squad. I'm sure everybody out there who has played that first generation Pokemon also knows that Charmander is the right pick. So naturally,
whatever.
This is okay, contested. It sounds like someone's a Bulbasaur fan over here, but I digress. Regardless, Charmander Click, they looked really good about it. And I do think that it was a little bit of a DPS difference from the Squirtle Squad. I would have liked to see them, especially with that Doomfist, with the Ash. You pick those heroes because you want either really long-range poke damage with Ash, and then just allow the Doomfist to run in and slam them home. We didn't see too much of that. We saw that at the beginning, which is why they were able to capture the point, but then Charmander Click, they just knew what was happening, and they were able to adjust on the fly. So, great adaptation coming out from them. And Squirrel Squad, they got to be just a teensy bit faster.
Yeah, they need to be quicker on the draw to recognize some of the threats from other angles, which, I think Throwzone was an absolute menace.
Oh, yeah.
So the Charmander squad, right? The Charmander clique, they came out with that Doomfish, or they came up against the Doomfish initially, and they got wrecked. And then Throwzone flips over to the McCree and says, okay, that wasn't fun for our first fight. Let's fix the problem. And starts zoning out Steidel on the Doomfist, zones him out on the Farah. And then, he switches over to the May towards the very end. But I think maybe just the May a little sooner once someone like Throwzone flips over to a hit scan. Because that's not what I want in the sky for myself personally.
Yeah, no, I think most people would agree with you on that point, Sid. But regardless, the Charmander Clique, they won. And so I think we're in for a little bit of an evolution, potentially.
We are. We are actually going to hop over to our main Lone Star Vanguard channel, folks. So thank you all for whoever tuned in over to Steidel's stream. Make sure you follow his as well. And, like we said, we saw him over on that Farah and absolutely destroy on the Doomfist. Well, you're going to hop over to the LSV primary Twitch and you can watch more of everyone we just saw. So don't go any or go over there, folks, and we'll see you on the other side.